with how to build your wealth from nothing. Hey, what's up you guys? Lukas here from excelwealth.com. Now in today's video, I want to talk to you about why there are so many people out there who are actually still poor, whereas on the other end, we've got self-made millionaires and self-made billionaires. What is the difference between these people and those people who are still poor? And of course, what is the difference between them compared to you? Most likely, you're somebody who's going to be in the middle class. Now in today's video, I want to show you what the difference is between those people and people like the middle class. Okay, let's go into it. Now, the first thing what you need to understand is that the mindset is completely different. When you want to become rich, the most important thing, what you really think about, is that you need money. Now, it's not the money that you need to become rich. The interesting part about these self-made millionaires and self-made billionaires, take a look at people like Jeff Bezos, take a look at Bill Gates, take a look at Elon Musk, take a look at Mark Zuckerberg. They weren't those people who were looking for money to become a billionaire. They were people who thought, you know what? I'm doing the one thing that makes me super wealthy. And this is what you need to understand. You got to really see it like this. Money is what the society is all about. Our society turns around money. We all need it. We all need money in our society. Now the problem is, this is what so many people think. To get money, you need a job, and that job generates you salary. This is what so many people think. Now, it doesn't really matter what kind of a job you have. The moment you have a job, that's the moment you can get money. And this is what Robert Kiyosaki teaches in his cash flow quadrant book. As long as you stay on the employee side, as long as you stay on the self-employed side, you will never become rich, because money's not going to stop flowing. You got to go into the business side or the investor side. Now, we can go into these details. What you really need to understand is that society is built like that. Because take a look, how were you raised? You have parents who got in the same situation. Your parents, most likely one or both of your parents, are working for money. They're doing a certain job, or they have a certain business that they own, and they do that and they spend their time in their business making money. The moment they make their money, they invest a little bit, they save a little bit, but in the end, they're always exchanging their time and their skills for some money. They're always on this end. You've been raised by your parents that way. Now, that's not the only thing. The moment you were old enough to go to school, take a look around in your environment. Take a look around in your whole society. Your teachers did the exact same thing. They just had a job, and every day they would wake up, they would go to work, they would teach the children in school how the society would build up. And that's the exact same thing. It's a process that's being repeated after repeated after repeated, and it goes on like this as a society. Every time again, the teachers just teach the children in school that the society is built up like that. They always ask you the question, what do you want to be when you grow up? And the interesting part was, you know, in primary school, when the teacher asked me, I wrote down, I want to be rich. Now, I don't know about you, if you would write down, I want to be rich. But how do you become rich? Because none in these 4 quadrants, you're doing your job is to become rich. Your job is never to become rich. And that's the truth of money. It's not about being rich, but I'll come to that in a bit. The moment you're in school, schools only teach you what do you want to become, what place, what position do you take in society. They never teach you what it is to be a businessman like Elon Musk. You think that they would teach you how you should create PayPal, for example? Do you think that Bill Gates was taught, like, okay, you got to create Microsoft and help the world? Or you think like Jeff Bezos was taught, okay, you got to create Amazon, and using Amazon you got to become a billionaire in the world? They never teach you that in schools. Now I can know because I'm a professor myself. Now that's a difference. I'm teaching my students one subject, correct, but on the other end, I'm also financially educating my students as well, telling them there is a different way. What is your goal here today? What would you like to achieve with the money that you want to create? And that's the part about money. Money is just there. We created it ourselves. And to be able to run a society, we just actually gave a piece of paper. We said, okay, you know what? This is $100 bill. And this is what you were gonna get the moment you're gonna start working. The moment you apply your skill in a certain position in the society. And that's the interesting part. Now the second thing, what you really need to understand is how you get from nothing to very wealthy. This is the problem. People chase money. Take a look at this. They are chasing money. Instead of making money, they're chasing money. Now there's a huge difference in chasing money and making money. How do you make money and how do you chase money? Well, people who chase money are always looking at those people who've done it before, just like them. And they think, you know what? I want to do the same thing. Take a look at Mark Zuckerberg, for example. Well, should I create a new Facebook then to become super wealthy just like him? So in trying to, instead of doing the same thing he does, what you should actually do is make money. Now, how do you make money? Well, before we go into that, think about this. So why is there a difference in salary? When we take a look at this, why is there a difference in salary, shelf stocker in the supermarket compared to a accountant? Those guys maybe get 10 bucks an hour and an accountant might get 100 bucks an hour. That's 10 times different. So the question is, what is the difference between an accountant who's getting 100 bucks an hour compared to a shelf stocker who only gets 10 bucks an hour? What's the difference? Well, I'll tell you this. This is what the society has created. Society has told us, you know what? Somebody in the supermarket, they can just be replaced by anyone. So anyone who wants to do that job will be paid 10 bucks an hour. And you don't really need an education for this. Whereas the society has told us, you know what? The moment you're an accountant, you get paid 100 bucks an hour. Why? Because this person had to study for that for many, many years. And they have a job that cannot be replaced by somebody just like that. This is why they get paid more. Now I'll tell you this. This is something called perceived value. It's a perceived value from the society that says, you know what? You're worth more, so we gotta pay you more. But think about this. The word already says it. We still gotta pay you more. And that's still the problem. You're still being paid. In the end, a shelf stocker or a accountant, in the end, you're still either an employee or you're still a self-employed person. You're still exchanging your time for money. So in the end, is there any difference between these two? In the end, there isn't. The only thing is, you're being paid more per hour compared to those people. So yes, there is a difference between those two people. If you want to have more money, then you got to think differently as well. It's the mindset that completely changes. And how is that? Because what does this person do? Both of these people in this case are still exchanging their time for money. The moment you stop exchanging your time, what stops as well? Yes, the money. This is why you should think of a certain solution that these people have. Now, if you're a shelf stocker and the only thing what you do is you stock their shelves in the supermarket, well, if you could think of a certain solution to this problem, all of a sudden, nobody needs those shelf stockers anymore. Simple as that. If you're an accountant, if you can solve the problem, not by inputting your time all the time, but inputting, for example, a certain software solution, all of a sudden, you don't need to input your time anymore. The only thing is you input a certain software and people would buy your software. This is the huge difference. The moment you solve a certain problem, the whole case disappears. Think about this. Bill Gates solved the problem of having a personal computer at home, in everybody's home. And all of a sudden, the perceived value would be, you know what, Mr. Bill Gates, here's $1,000 for your computer. 1 billion people do that. That's how you multiply your money. Think about it. Mark Zuckerberg, the access to Facebook. Give everybody access to a certain platform. That's a way how you can connect people, and everybody wants it. The perceived value towards Mark Zuckerberg is, hey, thanks, Mr. Zuckerberg, and here's a little bit of money. And if everybody does that, that's how you grow your wealth. So it's very simple. The only thing is, you need to solve a problem that everybody has. You need to solve the problem that is in your environment. That's the easiest way to get started with how to build your wealth from nothing. And this is actually the whole difference, because it's not about trying to make more money in an hour. If you want to make a lot of money by spending a lot of time and of course being paid more each hour, that's just still a job. You're not still solving problems. The end is, what you should do is stop chasing the money. Chase the problems that your society needs to be solved. Chase those problems that people think, you know what, this is an actual problem that we need to have solved. The moment you can solve problems for other people, that's where the gold is. So the thing is, you got to find a scalable solution to a certain problem. Now, this is how I started in my own business. If you don't know me yet, that's totally fine. I'm a professor in a university here in the Netherlands for 1 or 2 days in a week. And next to that, I'm a coach myself. I coach a lot of people. Now, in the beginning, what I did is I would coach people myself. I would go to my clients and I would help them out. But the thing is, just like the accountant, just like the shelf stocker, I would input my time, and the moment I would exchange my time, I would get money. And the problem is, there's only a maximum amount of time per day. Now then came the internet for me. Now, currently, I'm also an online coach. And the interesting part is this: the moment you build your online class, there is no limitation anymore. There is no limitation to my time anymore. I don't need to input my time every client and every time again. The only thing what I do is I create an online class that is available for everyone 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. I would input a lot of time in the beginning to build the whole class. The only thing I still do is answer all the questions my clients have. But that's a lot easier all of a sudden because I don't have to go through all the classes myself, all the material myself. And that's a scalable solution to a certain problem. So the moment you can scale your solution, there's a huge audience that could say, you know what, I need one solution from Mr. Lukas, thank you very much. And I don't even have to pay a lot for it because I input one time in it to create the course that you can download, that you can just take. This is how you can start that. This is just like the yoga class. If you're a yoga teacher and you're teaching your class personally, yes, there's just a maximum amount of hours in a week that you could teach. But the moment you make your yoga class online, and it's not you doing it physically anymore because it's a recording, for example, it's totally different. All of a sudden, your students don't have to take all the classes physically with you because you've recorded yourself. That's the interesting difference. Now, the moment you've created that situation, congratulations, your business will start growing and people will enjoy your work that you've done for them. The value that you've given them, the perceived value that you've given them, is a lot higher all of a sudden. And now it's not about having a high paid job. Now all of a sudden it's actually having reaped all the success that you've created. And now what you could do is you could sit there, wait for the money to grow, or you could actually just sell off your business. You could say, like, you know what, take a look at Elon Musk, who sold PayPal for $1.5 billion. And that's a cool part as well. You could sell off your business. Now, if you think, hey, my business is not sellable yet, or I think I could add more value to my, it's your baby in the end, because it's something you created, then that's what you could do. Or what you could do is, you know what, I'll take a step backwards. I'll create a passive business out of this, and that's what I've done. That's what I'm doing right now. I'm in the middle of making a passive business. I'm outsourcing a lot of things within my business. Instead of being the coach and doing everything myself, I'm outsourcing a lot of things within my business so that I don't have to do it myself anymore. And that's the three things what you could do. You either sell it, you either create more out of it, or you're making a passive business so that it creates and generates money by itself. But the actual thing is this: getting success and becoming wealthy doesn't end there. Because take a look at this. People have been chasing money all their lives. Not only you. Take a look at your whole society. Take a look at the environment. Take a look at all those people you know. Who is not chasing their money? The only people who are not chasing the money are those who are creating money by itself and don't even want it anymore. That's why they're giving it away. Take a look at Bill Gates. Take a look at Mark Zuckerberg. All those billionaires, they're actually creating a certain fund. They're all giving away their money for a greater cause. That's the interesting part. They get so much money anyway. There's no value to it anyway for them. There's no value to them anymore in money. That's why they're giving it away. Not randomly, of course, but they're giving it away to charity, to good causes. Because in the end, why do we chase money? Why do we all want so much money? Is it because you want that sports car? Is it because you wanted that Ferrari? Is it because that you wanted that big house that you wanted to live in? Is it because you wanted to quit your job because you hate your job? In the end, like I said in the beginning, we're chasing the money. Why? Because we're all exchanging our time of our lives for money. In the beginning, you wanted to exchange your time for more money. But the moment you get so much money in, what do you want to exchange it for? You got all the things in your life. In the end, what we all want in our lives is freedom. Freedom of choice, whatever we want to do. And this is why there are so many people who envy those people in those villages, maybe in Africa or in Asia, who may look very poor, who have no dollar in their pockets maybe, but they have a great life because they can do whatever they want to. They have all the choice in their life. Not only them, but also their environment has the same thing. They have food, they have their families, and they do whatever they want to. And maybe that's the most important thing. We're not doing this to get more money. We do this to get the time freedom. The time freedom in our lives to be completely satisfied with whatever we do. How about you? Would you like to become super wealthy? What happens then in the end? You get your time freedom. That's what we all want. We all want to have that time freedom. So what you need to do, using this video, think about the problem that you can solve. The problem that you can solve in a scalable way, then money will start chasing you instead of you chasing money. Good luck. Hey, thank you very much for watching today's video. If you liked the video, be sure to hit that like button. If you're new to the channel, you haven't subscribed yet, be sure to hit that subscribe button. And of course, if you want to be notified every time a new video comes out, be sure to hit that notification bell as well. Thank you very much for watching, and I wish you best of luck, of course. Happy investing, and see you next time. Bye-bye.